Well, sacramentals are very important for the life of the church, and it's not a confusion to think of sacraments when we think of sacramentals. It's not a really precise way to think about it, but you could think about sacramentals sort of being like little sacraments, not literally, but in the sense of their relationship. Sacraments confer grace, right? So when you are baptized, the priest can be not a great priest and not living a holy life, but if he does what the church says and he follows the formula, then the person is baptized. It's even possible in some cases, like baptism, for a non-believer to baptize the person, because it's not the person that confers the sacrament, God does. But through the pouring of the water and the saying of the words in the sacrament of baptism, grace is conferred. So that is what is similar to a sacramental. Okay, so a sacrament is these big things like baptism, confirmation, in the Eucharist, but a sacramental also confers grace, but through a holy thing, like a crucifix or a brown scapular or the rosary. All of these things, like, you can pray the rosary with your fingers, as many people do, but when you hold the rosary in your hand, you get grace just from holding it. In fact, I always keep one in my pocket so that it's close by. I can just hold on to it, so it's a closeness of Our Lady, or even if it's not in my hand, it's in my pocket, and I know it's there, and it becomes a way to connect with heaven and a way for heaven to connect in us. So when should we use sacramentals? Every day. We should, all of us, have sacramentals. Now, not all of them. I do think that there are certain sacramentals that each of us are closer to or sort of choose us in a way. Probably the rosary is one that everyone should have. I think many or most people should have the brown scapular. We could talk about that later, perhaps. And any number of other sacramentals. I think what's important is you use them with faith instead of using it like a lucky charm, because they're not that. They're not a lucky charm. They are things that come from God, and we use them with faith, right? So you hold them reverently, you think about heaven, you use your faith with them, and then they become efficacious, which means they produce good fruit. Just having it is going to give you grace regardless, but using it with faith, it will produce more fruit.